right, everyone. I'm being joined right now here on the Next Best Picture podcast by one of my favorite stars of the year from A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Dexter Sol Ansell. Thank you so much for joining us here, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I am so excited to be talking with you. I'm very interested in hearing about your journey, about taking on this really exciting role, what the reaction has been like for you through the success of the show. I'm sure it probably feels life-changing in many ways. Let's start off with the very beginning. I'm curious, like, did you have familiarity with Westeros, Game of Thrones, like any of that prior to getting this gig?
No, I'd never heard of it. But actually, a few years before, like I want to say 6 years before, and my mum had never watched it or seen it, but my other cousins were huge fans. We stumbled across this throne and we were like, oh, this looks cool. This looks like you're the king. Go and sit on that. And we took a picture on that. And it turns out that was the Iron Throne. And we didn't know years later I'd be in the same show, which was a bit crazy.
That is really, really crazy, actually. And so, it's funny because I know you're young still. So I wouldn't expect you to watch a show that is as violent and also has as much nudity as Game of Thrones does. But A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is a little bit more lighthearted. It has more comedy involved. I'm curious, when you're pitched the show, when you're shooting the show, when you're talking with the directors about the show, and it comes to the more mature content, let's say, what are those conversations like? Do they just tell you, hey, this is what it is exactly as is? Or do they kind of, maybe take some stuff out so to not expose you to more of that stuff? How does that work?
They ask me in advance to putting it in the script. They ask me, would you be comfortable in saying this or lots of different things. And they ask me, and if I feel comfortable, I'll say yes. If I don't, I'd say no.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works.
I think that's a really good way of doing it for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
this stage two, you guys are currently shooting, I believe, the second season right now. Hence
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
you're in my stage right now as far as the hair goes. What was that like when you found out that, oh man, I'm gonna have to get rid of the hair to embrace this character of Egg?
I mean, when I was first auditioning, they said I would have to shave my hair. It was a specific from George, no bald cap. I want a bald kid. So I wasn't that bothered. I do like my hair, but I like my bald hair. Luckily, I had a good shaped head. I think it's not that bad.
No, it
Um,
works great for the
yeah.
character, especially like as for us as book fans, people who are familiar with these characters. You're exactly how I pictured Egg when I read the short stories, and seeing it come alive up on the screen as it does. Like, I'm curious for you, do you watch back your performance and watch the episodes when they air like the rest of us, or do you just go through the experience and say that was it for me, I don't need to see the final product?
I watch it loads of times. I mean, I've watched it too many times, going back and forward to London to watch each episode when it's fully edited. I watched it completely without like all VFX and sound effects, and then I was there from square one. I watched all the different versions, and it's crazy how it can all change.
Yeah, and no, it's an amazing show where all the different elements are coming together from all stages of production. I have to imagine that part is really cool. But how do you feel about like seeing yourself? Does that like weird you out sometimes?
I don't. It's a bit weird, but I just I've grown up with watching myself,
Hmm.
and it's like it feels. I mean, it feels a bit weird to just watch yourself. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's when you watch myself, it doesn't feel like it's a good project because it's just myself, and it isn't. I wouldn't watch that because it's
Yeah.
just myself. I watch it, but then like now, I wouldn't just go on. I'll switch on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Let's watch the episodes. I wouldn't do that, but I'd watch. I mean, I've watched it quite a few times, but then I wouldn't go and just keep watching it and keep watching it.
Right, of course. It would be like a little weird if you had all your friends together and you were like, I know what we could put on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So for you, what was like the most challenging part of it? Was it being on location? Was it getting down some of the dialect for George's words? I'm curious, like, what for you was like the thing that gave you, sleepless nights of anxiety?
I wouldn't say I had much anxiety or
Mhm.
of any of it. I was pretty confident. It was just those I got them, but it was a lot of that was like the most hard work. It was the episode 6, that scene,
Yep.
and end of episode 3
Hmm.
and start of episode 4.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Those
yeah.
3
I think I know. I
scenes.
think I know exactly what you're speaking to.
Yeah.
But the thing that I also found like really amazing was you have a moment in episode 5 where you're urging Duncan to get up, and you do this incredible thing where you do like this high pitch. I need to know how many takes did you do for that, because I could just feel like my own voice disappearing watching you scream it at the top of your lungs.
Oh, I didn't think I could speak for like 5 days after that. I was just it was crazy. I think it wasn't too many takes. That was like maybe 3 takes on the weight. Obviously different angles, but the main one, the one they used,
Hmm.
that wasn't I mean, that set was very cool. And on some of them they took the banister off to get like to when it's like the angles really close up to you, obviously they have to take the banister off, so I had to have a whole harness. So because the whole set was real, so when I was at the edge, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And I was like pushing myself like that because I was harnessed in. I was like, "I can't fall off."
Now, these are based on novellas, as I was saying earlier. I've talked to cast members, whether it's for this or House of the Dragon, where some of them are more than happy to read the novellas and get more detail, more information. Some of them are saying, no, 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 I'll just stick to the scripts and the director's vision and just stick to that. What do you like to do?
I mean, I've read the comics. I've not read the novellas. Uh, I don't know if I will, but I like seeing it as it comes rather than knowing 10 years into the future my whole life story. Because it's more like it's happening now when I'm playing the role rather than I know exactly what's happening kind of vibe.
Yeah. What has been like the coolest compliment that you've received from working on this show?
From George
Oh, nice.
when he was with me and then he was like, "You're literally Egg, you've jumped out the box." That was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
No, I wouldn't
From
say.
from George himself. That
Absolutely.
was crazy.
And you're working opposite Peter Claffey, pretty much all of your scenes. Well, most of them, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much all of
Tell
them.
me about your dynamic and the two of you. Like, what do you guys do to like pass time between setups for takes?
I mean, a lot of time I have to just go to tutoring, so we don't chill together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it's a lot. We we had we had a big chess. The whole entire cast could play chess, and we did like mini tournaments, which was fun. So chess, relaxing, eating snacks. That's the snacks get to you. You have to be careful on set because it's tempting. You look over and you're like, "Is that what I think it is?" They've got Skittles, Oreos, anything. They've just got it in a basket, and it's really tempting. And I'm like, "Go
It's
on then."
it's nice to know they're keeping you guys well fed at least. So that's
Yeah, a bit too much.
maybe so. And then when you're doing a show like this too, with so many different moving pieces, right? I'm sure it's a really crazy set in many regards, right? And you're watching a lot unfold before your eyes. Um, I'm curious, like for you, when you see a production like this big, does that like inspire you to ask questions about other elements of the set outside of your role? Like, has there been anything about like the overall making of the show that has like fascinated you?
I mean, I've been to when I was tutoring. Me and the tutor, we were always wanting to make things in art, like at school. And one time we were wanting to make this like Roman ship that we were meant to do for my schoolwork. So we went down, and Jenny, who was the tutor, brought from her house loads of stuff, but we needed something more. So we went down to the art room where they design all the sets, make them, do them on computers, create everything. And when you see like the whole layout of the set in like tiny, like that small, but all the buildings are like tiny and all the people, and it's me there, and it's all everything. It's crazy. And that was just like, you can't describe it. It's unbelievable to see how they actually make the sets, and they have it all on paper, like the diameter, the radius, the how long it's gonna be. Everything is written down on paper, and it's just, how can that become that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I completely agree. And, I know you've been on other big sets before, like Hunger Games, for example. And, this is not like your first credit. You've been working for a little while now. But I'm sure at this point, like I said, because of the success of the show, I imagine that you've probably gotten other offers and like people have been wanting to work with you more on several other things. Just tell me, what has that been like for you to like seeing something this successful kind of have a domino effect, if you will, on your life and your career?
I mean, it's not as much as in like everyone's like, oh, here's a job, here's a job.
Sure.
But obviously, yeah, you have to work for every job. But it's definitely given me a huge boost, and I'm so thankful. And obviously, I'm getting more auditions for things, and I'm trying to carve out the right career for me, and finding the right projects I want to do. And it's exciting, and it's wow. It's a big step, and
Yeah.
I hope it I hope I have I want to do acting for a while,
Hmm.
and this has completely boosted me, and I'm really thankful to everyone who's made this happen. And it's a crazy experience from my first ever self tape to now, where I'm filming season 2.
Right.
And it feels like, wow, I was 9 and now I'm 11. I feel so much older, and I'm going into high school soon, and it's crazy.
You mentioned a tutor in high school just now. So studies obviously very, very important, I imagine, for you as well. But you want to continue acting, which is really, really great to
Yeah.
hear. Is there like any kind of like a fallback option or anything else that you're interested in outside of acting that you would like to also pursue?
I am writing,
Hmm.
and that's what I wrote to film. I
Oh,
filmed it with my family. I never ended up finishing that because I didn't like the layout of it. But I'm writing new projects, and I'm I could go. I want to go into like directing and writing, in also keeping acting, but having like both of them. Maybe one day I could write a film, and then, or a film, and then be in that, which would be the dream.
yeah, totally. Well, you know what? They got 20-year-olds making big films for A24 and things like that nowadays. So you're not too many far years removed from possibly having your big moment with that. So um, as you're looking ahead now to season 2, obviously now there's been success for the show. Reviews have been really positive. So with that comes a level now of anticipation, as well as maybe I imagine some sort of pressure. on your guys' end to deliver up to the quality of what
Yeah.
the first season had. How do you deal with that? Do you not think about it? Do you use it as a way to motivate you? How do you view pressure?
I don't I don't think, obviously there is pressure, but I don't see the pressure when I'm on set. I was on set today and I didn't feel any pressure. Um I was just thinking, this is another day of work. This is what I love. Another day of doing something I love. Another day of playing.
Mm-hmm.
Another day of having fun. And I enjoy it. Obviously I need to lock in and obviously do the best job I can. But I don't, if I think about it too much, then I feel like it could pressurize me and I don't want that. And so I'm just trying to keep a chill mood and keep it relaxed so I can, well, yeah, I'm having a great time.
That's good to know. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun on set and
Yeah.
enjoying everything, then that's what matters. That's your experience. You know what I mean? For
Mhm.
us, we have a different experience when we see the finished product, right? But I have to imagine that fans are going to be more than satisfied with what you're working on now. I know we're all very satisfied with the first season. It was awesome. I loved it. I wish there was more. I wish that these episodes could be longer and we got more. But it's what you guys have done is really special, and I think it's honoring George's legacy extremely well and fitting in very nicely as a alternative to like House of the Dragon, like I was saying before, or the original Game of Thrones series. So, um, as we get to the end here, I always like to ask people when they come on the show about the future. Now, for your future, we know you're working on season 2, so I'm gonna skip that. What is the next film or television show that is on your watch list? What is something that you've recently said to yourself, I gotta watch that at some point?
Watch that or be in it.
Oh, hey, I love how ambitious you are. Yeah, watch that. But if you want to say something you'd love to be in, that'd be great too.
Well, that's a hard one. Oh, what do I really want? I mean, I'm excited for the new Harry Potter series.
Hmm.
That I think that'll be fun. I'd like to. I haven't watched Harry Potter in a while, so it'll be cool to see some new people.
Yeah,
Um, I'm excited for that. I recently watched Stranger Things, finished it, and I loved it.
love the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Elle.
No,
I
I don't
don't
think
know.
anybody does.
I was so ready. I thought there was going to be that whole episode 7 conspiracy. I was like waiting. Oh, when's it going to come out? When's it going to come out? Every day I was like, I'm so excited. It never did. And I was like, yeah.
But all of them like in the basement together, playing together.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that moment so much.
Yeah.
I feel like that the magic that you and Peter have and your chemistry and the character relationships, like I'm sure that you guys will be able to create a moment for us like that just as special. So
Maybe.
thank you so much for your time here. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Whatever comes next, man, just keep having this attitude. I love your work on this show, and it's been a pleasure talking with you today.
Thank you, Matthew.
Take care.